In today's video we're going to look at the rack toys produced by Laramie Corporation for Battlestar Galactica. This is part one of the video. As I've got so many of these, I'm going to spread it across two videos. Laramie produced a load of these cheaper, what are called rack toys, so they're very cheap sort of pocket money toys, and they are just cheaply branded items. In this instance they are branded all for Battlestar Galactica. Most of them don't really have anything to do with Battlestar Galactica, but they were sold as a Battlestar Galactica related toy. So let's take a look at these first few in video number one. First up we have the Galactic Cruiser. Now there are 4 of these produced, and these are sort of cheap part die-cast part plastic spaceships that very loosely resemble the Colonial Viper from Battlestar Galactica. As I said, there are 4 versions of these. These are all quite different colours, so they're easy to spot. You have a green one, blue one, red one, and this orangey yellow one. You'll quite often find these for sale as a set on eBay, as people seem to keep them together. They are probably the most Battlestar Galactica related toy in this set of rack toys, and are probably the easiest to come by. Not the most amazing sort of toy, and you very rarely see these loose, so easiest to pick up as a carded item. But if you're going to start out on rack toys, this is the one to go for. Next up we have the LEM Lander. This is sort of based on a Cylon vehicle, I would guess, judging by the front of the vehicle, as it's designed to look a little bit like the front of a Cylon Raider. But it is an incredibly cheap toy. It's essentially a box with 4 wheels on it. So again, cheap and nasty, like most of these toys are. This one again is pretty reasonably easy to find. It's one of the more common ones, I guess because it just is cheap and nasty. No one particularly wants to buy it. If there was ever anything that said Battlestar Galactica to me, it would be the Battlestar Galactica yo-yo. You always saw Starbuck and Apollo playing with their yo-yos on the Battlestar Galactica. Of course you didn't. This is just another cheap toy in the many toys of the Laramie Corporation. It's probably not even a very good yo-yo, judging by the way it's made, but it does actually say Battlestar Galactica on it, so if you were a kid you would have probably loved to have had this. Now we get on to the Spectral Viewer. This is essentially a kaleidoscope, again a very cheaply produced toy, and the only reason it's anything to do with Battlestar Galactica is the sticker on the side of it. It's another very cheap Laramie toy. In the top of it you have a cylindrical section filled with some very strange looking items. There's a few stars and circles and weird shapes, and if you look through the bottom of it, there's a set of mirrors inside, so you get the kaleidoscope action. Can I show you that there? Sort of, you can sort of see that through it. Again, a pretty cheap looking toy, just branded on a bit of card to Battlestar Galactica. And last up in this video we have the Direction Finder, probably the most useful of the toys in this section. It's a compass with a nice bit of Battlestar Galactica branding in the back of it, and Earth. Obviously if you were a fan of Battlestar Galactica you'll know that they were searching for Earth, so having that little sort of graphic in the background is actually quite a nice idea, and this is the one toy that I thought they've put some effort into. And the compass does work. It's not the best compass in the world, but it does actually find north, so if you were lost you could use this to get home, but I wouldn't rely on it really. So there you go, that's the first video in this two-parter on Laramie toys, the very cheap rack toys produced for Battlestar Galactica. Thanks for watching.